Niagara Falls, the traditional haven for honeymooners, forms the Niagara River in upstate New York. The waterway serves as the border in that region between the United States and Canada. There are actually two separate falls. The American Falls drop almost straight down 193 feet. In just one day, enough water flows over them to flush all the toilets in Tucson for 6 weeks. The Canadian Falls, also known as Horseshoe Falls, are slightly less steep, but much wider than their counterpart across the border. Below the falls, the walls of the Great Gorge rise perpendicularly for 300 feet, and through this awesome channel, the river rages in a series of rapids to form the famous whirlpool. The town of Niagara Falls, New York, claims many unique and interesting tourist attractions and provides an especially nice park to take the family and friends. Come see the falls. We want to make a big splash with you.
The preceding statement was paid for by the Niagara Falls, New York Chamber of Commerce.
Hey, where's the movie? What? Not yet? What do you mean? Read it again. You gotta be kidding. Oh, all right. Niagara Falls, the traditional haven for honeymooners, forms the Niagara River in upstate New York. The waterway serves as a border in that region between the United States and Canada. There are actually two separate falls. The American Falls drops almost straight down 193 feet. In just one day, enough water flows over them to flush all the toilets in Tucson for 6 weeks. The Canadian Falls, also known as Horseshoe Falls, are slightly less steep, but much wider than their counterpart across the border. Below the falls, the walls of the Great Gorge rise perpendicularly for 300 feet, and through this awesome channel, the river rages in a series of rapids to form the famous whirlpool. The town of Niagara Falls, New York, claims many unique and interesting tourist attractions and provides an especially nice park to take the family and friends. Come see the falls. We want to make a big splash with you.
The preceding statement was paid for by the Niagara Falls, New York Chamber of Commerce.
Willoughby Hills, nestled in the heart of the Western Reserve, is the 10th largest city in Lake County. Bisected by the scenic and historic Chagrin River, it is said that George Washington's horse drowned in its crystal waters. The town is still a booming metropolis, despite its rural background. It has many similarities to New York City. It is practically bankrupt, for instance. Still, the glorious rolling hills and valleys preserve an historic charm that other places lack. Of course, the outhouses help too. Longfellow wrote, "To see the Emerald Hills just once is bliss unequaled by any other sensation." How beautiful, how relevant, and not unlike the hills themselves. How boring. Willoughby Hills is noted for its ready access to sources of recreation. Here, a friendly Metropolitan Park ranger introduces us to Manakiki Golf Course. Let's look in on a determined young citizen of Willoughby Hills as he tests the difficult 6,600-yard layout. He shot a fine round. The Rangers are very gentle, as long as you don't feed or antagonize them. Duck hunting is another sport much enjoyed by residents of the hills. A favorite spot for duck hunting is Sunset Pond in Metropolitan Park, where the water is plentiful, the ducks are knowledgeable, and the hunters are all wet. Metropolitan Park is the scene of many interesting sports, and as always, the Rangers are quite friendly and eager to come to your aid, diving in to help you out. Your children will love the spacious park. This little boy had a fine time with a kite. A boy and his kite. It is the stuff memories are made of. True Americana, like Tricia Nixon Cox. A trip to the business belt of the hills reveals Gale's Nursery, a fine place to take the kids. Sitting rates are reasonable, and milk is provided to help your children grow tall as young trees. Housing in the hills combines necessity and beauty in fine fashion. Long, winding driveways and landscaped lawns keep the big city natural, a concession to its rural heritage. Dump trucks are popular vehicles for both regular transportation and pleasure riding. The outdoor plumbing builds strong constitutions and great track teams among the citizens of the hills. For less strenuous means of entertainment, the citizens of Willoughby Hills inhabit numerous night spots that are world famous in Lake County. Yes, they only come out at night, and when they do, it's time for them to boogie in their own unique style.
Stumble inside, slide toward a booth, dark as a dungeon, and that's the truth. No menu there, how could you read? But somebody brings everything you need, and the music is so right. You want to boogie woogie every night at the bright light. They keep one light burning, but it doesn't help a bit. They call it the bright light, but no one would know if it quit. You'd have to strike a match to see if that light's really lit. Can't see the man pounding the keys, but you can see that he's there to please. Look through the place, can't see a face, can't see the doll in your own embrace, but the music is so right. You want a boogie woogie every night. Yes, you want a boogie woogie every night. Yeah, want a boogie woogie every night. At the bright.
Oh, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eats me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Unfortunately, the specter of crime invades even the nicest of towns these days. A known mafioso hangout is Pizza Roma, long a resting place for the seedier inhabitants of the hills. This card game was an opportunity for two feared card sharks to take advantage of a poor country boy who lost all his hog-slapping money to the wastrels. As a tribute to its nefarious tradition, the picture of perhaps the most legendary of its customers hangs in a place of honor in the store. He was known by a simple name that struck terror into the hearts of all: Grandpa Roma.